Alright, there we go. We gotta do the live stream up and down again because I'm going off the phone. This is an issue that I saw Naya talk about on her channel too. She's like, oh, she has to go up and down. I'm like, yeah, it's been like that for a minute for me too. Sometimes it will let you do it the other way on the phone, other times no. But anyway, it's a random live. Low energy today. I've been cleaning and reorganizing the house here and trying to get the laundry, trying to get what else, dishes, buy things, and we have a new bed coming tomorrow, so kind of go with that as a topic for the video, I guess. Is if your living space is clear, your mental space can be clear. And I know it's a cliche and everybody's like, oh, you know, if your house is in order, your mind is in order. But there's something to be said about that. What's up, H? How you doing, brother? And it's a kind of a cliche, but it is true though. If your house is in order, your mind is in order. So I've been running around trying to get that done. And they say things you invest in are like, I can't remember the exact thing, but I had a mentor when I was younger. He said, a bed, I remember the bed stuck out, but there were certain things that you don't skip out on in life and do go cheap on, and a bed was one of them. So I bought myself a nice bed so I could relax my back and everything, so my sleep will be good. It will help with some meditations. I'll get a new couch and stuff like that, just to keep my mind clear and invest in myself. Because so often we're investing in other people or things. Do something for yourself. So that's pretty much why I've been so busy. And the delivery of the beds tomorrow during the time of the live stream usually, but it might get pushed off. That's why I decided to come on here early and see some people we don't usually get to see. I'm cluttered these days. Yeah, I've been like that too, brother, and it's like I just been kind of rushing around trying to get it all in order. I'm feeling better, but as you can tell, my mind is still a little bit off because my bed was 2 mattresses stacked on top of each other. One mattress I'm keeping here because when SP comes over, we like to take the bed, lay it on the ground here and watch the TV. So I don't have a TV in my bedroom. Try to go to sleep without it. What's up, Mitzi? How you doing? Hey, Alexander, how you doing? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Here we are, Sunday Night Live. I didn't really have anything, but I promised I would be on today because I wasn't sure about tomorrow if I was going to be able to do it. How's your guys' weekend going so far? Let's see if I got some topics. We could buffer things with just what we got going on in life, almost like a hangout session. And I did have a topic I wanted to discuss, which was something I listened to. I went to go pick up, I pick up my meals on Mondays. So I was driving out to go pick up my meals, and I've been seeing Naya all over. Speaking of her, it's like I had the problem with the orientation of this thing, just like she did. And speaking of her, I kept seeing her all over my, what do you call it, YouTube recommended page or whatever. It's like YouTube's For You page. So I kept seeing Naya everywhere, and I haven't watched any manifesting videos in like a week maybe. I'll turn some on just because I like the creators and I just kind of zone out. But I saw she made a post and I was kind of reading it, but half reading it, when you read something but you don't really read it. It sounded like she lost a bunch of subscribers or something, and I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? And then I watch her video because the way where I go pick up my food's like an hour away, and she had like a 30-minute video about SPs and what she thinks about manifesting an SP and her experience with it and everything like that. And I guess it upset people. I'm not sure if that's the video that did it, but she made some really good thought-provoking points on there. I made a video about should you or should you not manifest your SP back. If you've had them and lost them, that is. I think that was kind of more of the topic. And, that video kind of got me stirring and thinking today, so I thought we could cover some of that as well. But let's see. Currently upstate on a girls' trip. Oh, that's awesome. What are you doing over here with the Mystic while he's bumming around trying to come up with topics, Misty and Mitzi? Enjoy your girls' trip. Unless there's a lot of girls there that you want to show the Mystic to and say, hey, look at him. He's got no plan, but he's just going with it. Bro, a couple nights ago I had a dream where my SP said to me that she wants to prove that she is one. It felt great, but last night she said in the dream that she had fun with another guy. See, then remember when I talk about dreams, you put a lot of effort into, like, your brain can't tell the difference between what you're manifesting. It can't tell the difference between, it can't tell the difference between a memory, a dream, a visualization. So when those dreams come in, you don't have control over them. A lot of times they just kind of happen, but you can control changing the dream. You can practice lucid dreaming. Or when you wake up from the nightmare, go back to sleep and don't fight it. Don't go back to that scene and say, I'm going to change the scene. Either just ignore the dream and start trying to visualize a new one, and you will impress your subconscious that way and push it. So remember, we don't give power to nightmares, we only give power to dreams. I was chilling this weekend. That's awesome. Me too. I was chilling and working on the place. What did I do yesterday? Oh, I went to a Friendsgiving yesterday, actually, for my cousin, which was nice. I haven't seen her in a while, and then I wound up, could have went with my stand-up comedian background, but I wound up, like, just preaching the law to people. Like, I started asking, like, well, what else do you do? I'm like, a motivational speaker. You know, I try to make it sound more normal. I'm a motivational speaker. Oh, like, what do you talk about? Manifesting. And the one girl's like, I know manifesting, but she didn't know really manifesting like we do. She didn't know that law of assumption life. So I had to go into the law of assumption. I spent a party talking about the law. I guess that's how you know you're passionate about it. I perceive that in my reality she will chase me and value me. There you go, brother. That's what you're supposed to do. Yes, because people in the comments and in her Discord community keep asking stupid ass questions instead of applying what they know, and she got pissed off. Like, they love to complain about their circumstances. I had to leave her Discord because some of them complain so much, it's so triggering. Oh, so that's, yeah, see, you know more about it. I'm glad. Like, usually whenever I need the tea in the manifesting community, you got me, Mitzi. Like, but see, I saw that earlier, and I was just like, I'm like, she's bringing up good points. Like, I don't disagree with her. Everything Naya says is like, and it's funny because for the past maybe month or so, it goes through cycles, but like, I'll notice like mirroring, maybe it's the Italian thing, but I'm only half from America, but like, like almost mirroring her. Like, I've got stuff, as you see, I got my sheets with me all the time, and I'll be writing things down or thinking about a video topic, and then the day I'm gonna do that video, boom, Naya drops a video like that, or I'll drop a video one night, and then the next morning she's got the same video out, and it's like there's no way that she just saw my thing and did it, or I saw her thing and did it. So just the way the timing works out. So I was like, it's funny, she's kind of like mirroring me, and everything she talked about in that video where I guess they were getting triggered was she was talking about, you know, manifesting your SP or your perfect match. I like Florence Scovel Shin. I'm just not like a big subscriber, so I don't resonate with her as much as like Neville. Maybe it's, but I've read her stuff a long time ago, and I've read Joseph Murphy too. But it's like Neville just was the one that resonated with me, and I know it's like the mainstream. Everyone's like, oh, I'm with Neville, but it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of the one that I vibed with. I like what he says. I try to be a law of assumption purist, but like she also said, it kind of felt like a cult. I'm like, at times, I guess it could feel like that. And Neville even said one day somebody's gonna try and turn this into a religion and stuff like that. So I'm like, I could see that. I think it's all based on your individual experience. That's why when I talk to people about stuff, it's like, should I do this, this, and this? It's like, I'm not gonna micromanage your life and your manifestations and what you desire. If it's a specific person, then by all means go for it. And I remember when I first started manifesting and like listening to Robert Zink, even he was open to that, like, oh, what if there's more, like, or that or someone better? It's not necessarily going to mean that you're going to get somebody different. It's almost like it's a form of detachment too. So it's like, just by saying that doesn't mean that you're releasing it either, that you're going to get the ideal version of them, which they aren't right now anyway. So it is a new relationship in a way, and a new person in a way, or you're going to find someone even better that will just knock your socks off. But for me, in my journey, I never found that really. I found interesting people, but never got the one that fully got me off old SP. But yeah, I mean, pretty much, it's all individual basis. So I saw where Naya was coming from. I felt for her because I'm like, man, you could see it because it kind of rattled her. I was able to see that. I'm really enjoying your channel lately. Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I've been trying to put more effort into it. Tonight, I'm not going to be able to do it, but tomorrow I'm going to try and like load up some more videos. I've been taking my time out to like try and clip videos for TikTok, and then I'll take the TikTok ones and I'll take those clips, and they're not usually a minute. A minute will make them a short, but they're like 2 to 3 to 4 minutes because as you guys see, I like to ramble and not shut the fuck up. That's just me. I'm not changing. So then they'll just be shorter YouTube videos they start out as a YouTube video, they go get shortened down on TikTok, and they come back here. But just the whole point is to keep it flowing. I'm trying to put them on my Instagram. and my Snapchat too, so just my real life friends and family could see it too. Maybe help them, but if they don't want to listen to it, hey, it don't matter to me. Oh, I thought you were talking about Rita. Oh yeah, no, I was talking about Naya. I don't know who's Rita. I know most of the coaches, but I mean I don't know her. But I have 2 weeks to manifest 6K. I have to pay my loan by the 30th. I sell a digital program. I didn't get sales at all. I have paid few influencers to promote it. What technique would I use? So when you're going to use a technique, I'll tell you which one I would use if I was in that situation. So there are times where it's like, you guys know I have a day job, and it's a consistent pay, 9 to 5, whatever. But like somewhere where I have like influence over kind of what I'm doing, I guess would be through here. So there would be times where like there were a couple months where I had no clients, and it would like I was in a negative state where it's like, it's kind of hard. I'm not making money with this. It's not enough to. I would doubt the fact that even the times when you guys saw me trying to get the 1,000 subscribers or whatever, I was doubting it was going to happen. And that's pretty much the way all manifestation stuff works. And it's funny because I got an assumption when things come down to the crunch time, in the very last minute, I'll be saved and things work out in my favor. So I'll give a quick example. I like visualizing, and I like visualizing before bed when I know my goals. So if I were you and you resonate and do the same thing, like I said, there's the benefit of when we do coaching with each other, it's I get to feel it out and talk to you about, what techniques you've used in the past and what feels natural to you. For me, visualizing and then just believing that the visualization is going to work and I'm no more than 2 weeks away from a miracle, like that's one of my affirmations. You want to say an affirmation throughout the day, I'm no more than 2 weeks away from a miracle. Money comes to me easy and effortlessly and in mysterious ways. I always have enough money for all my bills. If you want to hit the robotic affirming, because lately I've been playing around with robotic affirming and affirmations, like where you say, why do I have so much money? It's crazy I've got so much money. Or use the I remember when, which is another type of affirmation thing with / gratitude. But it'd be like, I remember when I needed this money. Thank God I got it. Thank God. But for me, like if I was in your position, every night I would be going to sleep and trying to feel relaxed as if that money has been paid already. I've got all the money I need to pay it off. It's like, whew, thank God that's paid off. And like just start falling asleep, relaxing, because usually when you're going to sleep, you're like tensed up. It's like, I need to pay this bill. I'm freaking out. And you're like in that state where you're just kind of feeling anxious and stuff like that. So you want to get, what is it we're going to live in the end? So you want to get to that state of being where you're calm, relaxed, and trusting that that money is already here and it's paid off and everything's done already. So I would say hit the visualizations right before bed and then affirm throughout the day that it's done and that you're so thankful it's done, and come from a place of gratitude and just seeing this is already done. I have a question for you. Lately, I break up with SP and have problem with setting my goal. If I want to manifest her back or manifest someone better, I'm going all for my SP. I love her, yes. I have only one thing that I would like to improve in your videos is the audio, man. Okay, hold on. So I got three things to answer right here. I'm gonna get back to your question mainly. H, I'm glad you know your exact desire. That's always the first step to all this stuff. And yes, the audio has been, it's going to need to be addressed. As a matter of fact, there's a microphone on that table, but so many times I've recorded videos with the microphone. If you go back and watch, some of the videos are recorded on a microphone. They turn out good. The audio is perfect. I'm even outside and things are good. Issue with the microphone is there's no indication of battery on it. So I remember one of the times when I was filming at that park, I had such a fucking great take. I'm like, man, like just the information was flowing through me. It was natural. I felt calm and relaxed. I felt I conveyed all my messages perfectly and bridged them with Neville's teachings perfectly. And then I go back to rewatch it, to post it, no sound. And then I've stopped using the microphone after that. So I made the change to the microphone, and then I switched back to just doing this. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. So I'm working on just looking for a good mic and then ordering that. But Alexander, I made a video the other day about if you should manifest your SP back or someone better. So there's a couple things, and and that video was inspired by a girl who I met at the gym who was debating if she should manifest her SP back. And I've had that question a few times, and I'm in that same boat. And I think that's kind of one of the things I appreciate. Trying to remember her name. I just looked at her. I could see her picture, put on her name. But she's been around the channel for a while. She said one thing she liked is that you could see me struggle. You see I go through all the same stuff as you guys and stuff like that, and that you guys can relate with me. So personally, like as you've seen through the thing, I kind of give you guys little updates or glimpses on my life, and I'm going through the same thing too. I mean, I'm not technically with SP, but spending time with SP, but I'm also trying to date around, but also dating is not my main thing. I would like to be very successful at this. Get a microphone, travel around, meet some of the subscribers, travel the world, whether it's with SP or alone. I'm going out doing what I want to do. So I've got kind of my own goal and vision, but I know how it is where you're bouncing around and then maybe something happened that you can't let go of. It's an old story. Granted, if you're moving to a new reality and shifting your mind and your focus, you can only focus on the good things, and everything from the past you have to let go. Easier said than done. And I finally understand why people are like I saw a manifesting coach a long time ago when I was still learning, say something like, and I just muddied up the stuff with, I was trying to manifest SPs, and there's a couple I muddied up so bad, and I just, I had to let them go. And then I thought, I'm like, that's weak shit. That's weak that you don't stick it out. And as you guys have saw, I've stuck it the fuck out. I was very happy, but I always had an insecurity that may not have been so evident on the channel, but to my manifesting partner and moderator, Inked, she had seen it, and to my best friend Randolphus Maximus, who may or may not be in here right now, he saw it. So there were certain things on the channel you guys didn't see, which was my confidence and stuff slipping, which would lead to behind the scenes stuff that even I couldn't see, but they were able to see where I was cracking. And that's the benefit of having a coach or a manifesting partner, would be they could see flaws in your thinking patterns that you don't, even though and they could see you slipping off your techniques, even if you don't notice that you are, because I wasn't doing techniques and stuff at the time. So anyway, that was kind of rambling off, but the point is, should you manifest your SP back or not? And and I'll tie it in with this too. This is what this girl at the gym that I met, she asked me, do I regret manifesting my SP back and spending all that time trying to have the perfect relationship and let go of old stories and all this stuff, because she's learning manifesting from me, through our little conversations at the gym. And I said, I don't regret it. And she goes, you don't feel like you wasted that time? I said, no. And she goes, if you could go back, would you redo it? I'm like, no, I would not go back and redo it. I would not change a thing, because if I did not go through all the negative, bad things in my life, I would not have become the mystic. I wouldn't have helped other people get their SPs. I wouldn't have stopped a few people from having close calls with checking out of the game of life like I almost did. It wouldn't have led me down this path that I'm grateful that I'm on. So through those hardships and pain and suffering with my SP, it led me to understand that my thoughts create reality, and that there's this power that may or may not be, or may or may not seem real to most people, but I've witnessed it. And even though I have my days where I get angry and I'm doubting because it's not happening like that, when you sit back and you go back and you watch the bridge unfold, it's like, man, that happened in the most perfect, beautiful, natural way. Long story short, I don't regret it. And I told her my advice to it is, I'm like, you can always manifest them later if you are leaning more towards somebody new. Or if you want to just prove manifesting to yourself to feel powerful, and you're not that connected to this SP, manifest them back, and then if they didn't change or they're not the version you like and you discover that's not the source of your happiness, then let them go and then manifest somebody new. But then again, that kind of goes into the thing, you're not going to be happy if you just keep leaning on like, oh, I'm going to manifest an SP into my life, or I'm going to get my ex back, and then I'll be happy. Trust me, I've done it. It's not the full happiness, because then it's just going to be chase, because they are now happiness. Happiness is a thing out here and not in here. But while you're manifesting them, it's a thing in here because you're imagining and becoming that. And then, okay, you've done it. But then as soon as you get the thing in real life, now it's like, oh, here it is, and all the power left here. So that's just another little tidbit of advice. The main point is, I would say, just to prove it to yourself, manifest an SP back, or add into your affirmations, or someone better. This is kind of what I was talking about in Nea's video. I would like my SP back or my divine match. And that was it comes from Florence Scovel Shinn. And your divine match is what your subconscious knows your perfect person is. And that's why I say, even if you're not entirely sure what it is too, I would say write down on a piece of paper the pros and cons of your ex. If there's more cons than pros, maybe it's time to look for someone else. And then at the same time, write down looks, personality, values, and stuff like that on an imaginary person, and then go manifest that imaginary person, because that's manifesting someone out of thin air. That's your true divine match. Chances are, your SP, just like mine, it's like they're not a perfect match. They're just someone that you choose to continue because you have that love, or you see something in them that maybe the rest of the world doesn't see right now, you know? Yes, low sound and lots of static. Intuitive news, is that happening right now? Low sound and lots of static? Because I do have the window open and we're right next to the window. And most videos I feel like it is kind of fucked up. Because pretty much, like with everything I got going on in my daily life and stuff like that, I'm trying to crunch on these videos, so it's like, boom, turn it on, go, 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 go. And like, I feel like the quality's not there. I'm thinking about investing in an actual camera, and because I do have film cameras, but I'm thinking about like a vlogging camera, maybe where I got the little thing to turn to the back so I can see the screen. Oh, there is a fan running, man. I do have a fan running, and I've got the window right here, so yeah, there's definitely going to be static, and without a mic, kind of dead in the water at this point. I was already manifesting my ex before meeting my SP. I was working, but always far from the old story. Will always fall for the old story and eventually let her go. It was really happy. It was in a really happy relationship with my SP. Then I would say go back, like manifest your SP back, but then value, like look at if that person meets more of your, more of the, what do you call it, values, personality traits, and like just overall better match. I would say definitely try to manifest that. Not try, because trying is not having, but I would say manifest that SP back, but find out where are the fears in you. Did that breakup resemble the first breakup? Because obviously then still you're carrying some of that old story and moving it into a new relationship, kind of like Reverend Ike said when he was like, some of you guys have been married 6 times to the same person. And it's like, yeah, it's because the patterns are repeating themselves, you know? Yes and no, sounds like the mic on your camera or phone static. I can hear you on high volume with earbuds. Oh, it's the fan interfering then. Yeah, so I got the fan going, and definitely gonna have to find a charger, because I don't even have the charger for that fucking thing right now. So definitely have to get a charger for the microphone I got. Use that one to get me through this week. Limp by this week. And then who knows, maybe refilm old videos and stuff like that. Just with better quality, better picture, stuff like that. I mean, I got the iPhone, 10? So it's supposed to be, or is it 13? iPhone 13, it's the #1 film camera, but I saw they're up to 15 now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just get an extra camera. Mystic Box. Hello, hey, how you doing there? I like the name, Mystic Box. Should I finally light the cigar? I haven't even lit a cigar yet, and we haven't even touched any of the topics. I got a free gift with the cigars. A mega lighter. Now, if we don't light ourselves on fire, it should be good. Now, when I go live on the computer, do you guys hear me better when I'm on the computer doing those live streams? Because this is all off the phone right now. Let's see what I got. I do have a success story I've never even told yet from a subscriber who's been with us probably since halfway through the channel, maybe mid last year. I'm going to keep him anonymous because he asked me to be left anonymous, but he went from the SP he was chasing and wanting and desiring and manifesting to an ideal match who appeared on his SP journey, and they became very close and then wound up go there. If I smoke a cigar, Andrew Tate wannabe? I don't want to be Andrew Tate. I want to be the Mystic, and that's my trademark. Because one day I'll just have it animated. It's just going to be me with the cigar, make an animation of it. This is a good one, but I've made a bunch of videos on this topic too. You're right where you need to be always. It kind of seems to be the trend where I'm talking about a lot of videos now, is you're right where you need to be always. It's very true. What do you call it? You know, when you're manifesting anything, whether it's an SP or money or a dream or a goal, you realize that everything is guiding you in the right direction. As soon as you make up your mind and you're solely dedicated to that one cause or ideal or person or whatever you want to manifest, immediately, as soon as you decide that's what you want, things are working out in your favor whether you see them or not. Like I always say, all the stuff I envisioned in the background happening that I never saw or heard of, I found out after the manifestation came into fruition that all those things were happening, but I would have never known about them. I just had to trust. That's walking in faith. I had to trust that they were happening in my favor anyway. You like my Italian mafia vibe? The only reason I put the hat on, I'm like, if I'm wearing a nice shirt, I was gonna wear a full suit, like the one from the picture, because I wore that to Friendsgiving yesterday. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't feel like putting the whole like sport coat and dress pants on and stuff like that. So I'm like, let me just. I was putting away all my laundry. I'm like, I haven't worn this shirt in a minute. I always like this shirt. I'll do that, but I need a haircut, so I decided to cover it up with the most classy hat I had, the Peaky Blinders Italian Mafia hat, Mystic Costa Nostra. It's funny too, like I was thinking about this the other day, you know, on these lives, I just kind of like, it's just me shooting the shit, talking about what I'm thinking about this week, getting ideas for videos, coaching you guys the best I can through here. And I just saw Nan said something that I didn't even see. I'm going to read your thing in a second, Nan. It's pretty much like, never mind, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, never mind, I lost my train of thought. I forgot where I was going with that because I would rather read Nan's comment. I was going to ask if it's better to manifest SP changing to be different, or if it's better to manifest a whole new person with these personality traits. So again, like I said, I made the video on it, but I didn't really like the video, to be honest. I was thinking about it a day or two after I posted the video. I'm like, you know, there's other things I could have said, because as I was telling someone in the real world, like, if you should, I had 2 conversations with 2 people I met in real life about, you know, if they should manifest their ex back or not. The thing is, the reason why I would say go to somebody new is there's no old story. You're on a blank slate. But now I've worked with 3 people who did wind up with somebody new. They were happy, things went perfect, but old fears arose, thinking of old stories and putting that old story into this new person, and a person who was nothing like them, like the old SP, becomes like the old SP out of nowhere, which is once again proving that what you think about, what you visualize on, what you persist in and focus on becomes reality, and people do change. So if it's easier for us to focus on negativity, right? It's just, I don't know, it's a natural human thing. To focus on the worst, prepare for it so we can survive it when it happens. It's a survival technique. That's why we think about the worst possible scenarios. So the most common denominator in all 3 of them is the new SP became like the old SP because they carried that feeling. But I will say, as somebody who's worked exclusively, almost exclusively, with his SP that led him down his journey, um, as someone who's worked with his like the same SP, I've seen her go from the perfect version to like the girl that broke my heart before I met her, and worse. And I remember her thinking and thought, oh man, before I even really was focused on manifesting or knowing you can manifest an SP back, was like, what if she winds up even worse than her? And she did. She wound up to be a complete fucking monstrosity compared to the first SP. 10 times worse, more evil. But when you change your assumptions, it's not an evil person, it's what you're perceiving. And then I kept wanting to understand my SP better, and that led me through me going around meeting new people and dating around, realizing that why she was acting the way she did made me understand her point of view. But at the same time, it's like everyone is you pushed out. So I've seen multiple versions of the same person, but I've also seen people who are, it's not their personality to be a shitty person, get into a relationship with someone else, and it's a beautiful, good relationship, and then all of a sudden turns shitty, and that person becomes a complete fucking monster of a person because the person who's manifesting them or manifesting that relationship, or the conscious creator, because you're the observer of the effect, but the person who's coming to me is the observer, is seeing the worst possible version of them and doesn't understand why. It's because you were carrying something, some fear, some hidden subconscious thought that that person is going to treat you like that, or bad things are going to happen. Yes, I have old patterns that have shown up in my current SP. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like the same with me. It's like there were patterns from the first girl, like, and then here's where it gets into, like, everyone talks about the childhood work. As you know me, I don't talk about childhood work, but I have traced it back to my childhood of being the chubby kid who was rejected, who was turned down, who didn't get his SPs ever, or never got the girl, and stuff like that. So then that kind of carried on into my adult life, where it's like you don't feel chosen, even though it's like now, like, I got my self-concept up on my looks, I know I'm getting complimented and stuff, but then you start to realize it's like, no, I'm not good looking, I'm like, that I'm not chosen. It's a not chosen thing. Even though you realize like your looks are good, something about you and your personality is not chosen, your soul is not chosen, your consciousness is not chosen. It has nothing to do with anything on the external thing like money, looks, popularity, personality. It's all about where your state is. And if you're in a state of rejection and not being chosen, then that's what happens. I have a small success story. My SP had an ugly IG profile picture. So I went on his IG and I said robotically, you're changing your pic to the one I like. And he changed it on Wednesday. See, that's awesome. And it's not like, I know you said it's a small success story, but there's no big or small success stories. It's, sorry, it's dying out. But they're all success stories. So what do you call it? Everything is a success story. And it's all big and it's all small. Everything's relative. So, I mean, that's an instant manifestation. It happened within, I don't know, which day did you say you started that? I don't know, but it sounds like it happened within a couple days. I'll check it. Like my old ex started to say, I don't want to get married until 40. We broke up, and now my new SP, who was looking for a wife when I met him, and now all of a sudden is ready to consider. And now all of a sudden, I am ready to consider marriage. Now he doesn't want marriage till 40. I'm like, what the hell? What's my block with 40? Interesting. Mystic, I'm in Chicago too. Oh, that's awesome. What part are you, north side, south side? And it's funny too, because it will be exact situations. Even stuff with when you're doing the same SP again. Seasons. Something I've noticed with the seasons. The breakups always happen in the same seasons with the same signs preceding them. The signs don't proceed though. You start thinking a certain way, a sign will pop up, you latch onto that sign, and it's almost like climbing a ladder in a way, right? You have a negative thought, that's something that you would perceive as negative, if you choose to perceive it as negative, you grab onto that, and now that starts climbing the ladder downwards towards the negativity. Or you could take this event that happened and choose to see it as positive, even if it's very hard. Some of them are fucking terribly hard to experience and explain, but you find a way to make that a positive event, and then or look for the positive in it, or skip that rung, go around it, find something positive, and you climb up the positivity ladder. That's the hard part. So yeah, finding that block, it's funny, seasons will repeat, and then the signs will repeat, and if you see it, and then that, it's really good for your conditioning, though. It's like, yeah, I know when this happens, this thing's gonna happen next. I always know what's gonna happen, because when you act like this is what happens. It's your assumptions. You assume when you see a certain thing that this next thing's gonna happen, whether you're conscious or unconscious of that. It took like 2 weeks, I think. I muted him on IG because I couldn't stand to see it. That's awesome. I even when me and SP are going good, sometimes I mute her shit. Southside, oh nice, me too. But now I'm a suburb boy. I'm on a little bit just outside the city, unfortunately. But it was affordable, cheap. But then I felt I called to reach out and say I like his new picture, but I was like, nah, I don't need to do that. Exactly. Sometimes when you break it down to, it's like, why do I need to do this? Because you don't feel like you're going to be validated then without it. And sometimes, most of the time, when you wait, they reach out to you anyway, because you're the one sitting here with all these affirmations and stuff like that. And it's not a test, but it feels like a test. It's like the more you're like just kind of chilling, being like, why do I send this? I'm sending this because I want to have communication with them. Why don't you, but I'm worried it's going to turn out like this. Why don't you just have the communication you want in your head, understand it, leave it, and then just let it go. Which is perfect. So you did that. I'm going to contact you on Instagram and help you with audio stuff. I'm into audio engineering and music production, so I'm well informed in this field. Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan. I appreciate it. Yeah, maybe I'll find a good mic or find a way to hook all this stuff up and be at a little bit better stance. I was going to say, if you're into music and stuff, I'm going to reveal this now because I'm horrible at keeping secrets. Maybe that's a bad affirmation, but I'm kind of proud of it. So one of the things, like you guys saw me with my robotic affirming success, you know, I'm not really an affirming guy, but now I am an affirming guy. I still love my visualizations, but I've had so much stuff going on in my head between life and working on this channel and writing stuff for my other channel, like the comedy stuff. I was like, you know, robotic affirming helps me get through it quicker. But then when I work out, I like to listen to movie tributes, as you guys know. When I'm working out, I take strong characters that I admire and have qualities, and you see them go through all this stuff and you overcome things. Well, in those videos, they usually have really strong instrumentals, like some Hans Zimmer or Ludwig Göransson or John Williams or anything like that. They can get these strong motivational tracks, and they're all instrumental stuff. So I recorded, because I like the one from, as you guys know, I like the sound from what's it, Oppenheimer. The music, the soundtrack of Oppenheimer was great. I wanted to try the subliminals, and I guess you'd call them subliminals or audio tapes or affirmation tapes. And on my car ride to and from work, and while I was at work, and sometimes while I was working out, I used that audio and my affirmations over it for a minute and a half, and just looped them on the Parrot app. So I thought, you know, this is kind of me spoiling it. I've got something ordered from, I went on Fiverr and bought from a person who sells instrumental music. And I told him, look at some of these songs from, what's it? Oppenheimer. Sorry, my brain is really out of it today. The negative affirmation, don't even joke about it, right? Like Reverend Ike says. But anyway, I got that. I've been writing down affirmations that will apply for anybody. So now you can work out or listen to it or have it, and it's going to be like starting low and then rising up, and then just hearing that music and hearing the affirmations And if my voice and my audio recording over it is not perfect, I was gonna just hire like somebody with a good narrating voice, like a Morgan Freeman type voice, to have the affirmations over it. But I want to create real strong tracks, and then like I was thinking of doing one male oriented, one female oriented, one for just everybody in general, one for life in general. But like for the female one, get like well, actually, I'm not going to reveal who, but I've got a female who may do the female track. I haven't brought it up to her though. Why are you smoking? I guess it's because it's my signature thing on here. This is what I've been doing. It helps me time out my lives a little bit, relaxes me. It's a way to kick back after the day. I know they take about an hour to smoke, so I relax, smoke, and get through it. Hey man, I tell you that in reality, which is yours, any past hurt won't matter. Exactly, H. I've been. That was something that I was playing around with and thinking about. It was bothering me of letting go. And you guys saw me struggle through it for a long time. You saw me, but then you see, because my affirmations and self-concept and beliefs are so strong, it happens within like 2 weeks. You'll be back, and I'll report to you guys, hey, things are going good. We're doing this, blah blah blah. And then in a day, things will turn around in a negative way, because as much as I'm consciously manifesting, feeling, and conscious of it, there's still an old story that plays out that it won't last. The fear that's sitting there, which is why I decided, I'm like, until I could get that under control, personally, I'd rather focus on manifesting more money, going full-time with this, where I could just coach, travel, meet people, and then you guys know my dream, the Manifestation Project, where I get all the creators at a convention and all the manifestors out there, and it's a big positive event for everybody. That's my dream. But I just figured focus more on that. I mean, I am in contact with SP. We are seeing each other, but I didn't even try to push it for a relationship. I don't visualize it for a relationship. I'm not really talking to anyone else. I have, but personally, it's just until I can really get that in check. My meditations, I kind of figure out what I want. It's like, I know I can do it, but do I want it? Is it the best thing for me? Even the ideal version of that person, is it worth the time and effort? But if you've seen so much time but I'm like, look at all the time and effort I invested already. Look at all the people we've inspired with the story that I lived with her. So part of me still doesn't want to give up on it, but then part of me does. But I do know from my research and from what I've seen in other people, it will carry on to other people. It will carry on to the new relationship. But I've tried to have new relationships too. It's like I'm just not interested in nobody besides her, but not really her at the moment either. Just not really interested in dating at the moment, I guess. More interested in myself again, which is strong self-concept. Where sometimes you will get your manifestation or person and not want them anymore. I've experienced that too. I made a subliminal binaural beat with affirmations for myself. Works really good for me. That's awesome. See, and especially because that's your passion and your art form is audio engineering. It will work really good for you. That's why the scripting was working really well for me. And doing affirmations and motivational tracks and visualizing while I did cardio or worked out. Yeah, I just saw the thing on there. I did at 12:01 on November 1st. Make subliminal, yeah. So anyway, yeah, because it's your art form and your passion. I got distracted. That's the comedian in me is gonna laugh at when I see shit like that. That's I'm trying to be positive and motivational and stuff like that, but then my comedian side's gonna pop out, and that's my passion too, is comedy. So in a way, like whatever you're passionate about, use that as a key and a technique for manifesting, because it's something that already drives your heart and your soul in that direction. So making comedy skits about stuff that was painful for me in the past helps me manifest, just because that was like a release. You're letting go of all that negativity. Anyway, I wonder if when I think about marriage with old SP, they aren't meant to marry me, but they aren't meant for me to marry them. So it's like the universe trying to remove them so the right person could come in. I mean, if that's your belief, then yes, it is. So if you're believing that and you're almost like putting it in the universe's hands, it's like, I'm going to be guided towards my divine match, like Florence Scovel Shin, and you really break it down and you break down the SPs that you're talking about, if they didn't meet everything that you were looking for in a person, then they should be let go of. Then the universe is guiding you to your divine match. If you're looking for a divine match, and those two don't line up with your divine match definition, then yeah, you're definitely being guided towards something else because you're choosing to let a guiding force guide you. You know what I'm saying? There's only present moment, even when you replay your memory in the present moment. So, like, stay focused on things I want rather than relive shit I don't. Exactly. Like I said, I've been saying that one for a while. You only have the present moment. The only way the past exists is now. The only way the future exists is now. The only way now exists is now. And, you know, that's something that, like, I'm somebody who overthinks a lot. I like to think about the future and panic about it. Before I got into all this, I was, like, very anxious and panicky about the future because I don't know what's going to happen. I need to control it now. Needing to control it means you don't have a control over it. When really, there's infinite possibilities, and then that's why revision works. But as you guys know, I'm self-admitted that revision's been very difficult for me. I'm somebody I do see it in myself. I cling to the past. The past is hard for me to let go of at times. So, it's all a work in progress, but you're always right where you need to be. And my fuck-ups and mistakes led me right to where I am, where I can be the mystic that you know and love. Like somebody told me earlier today in a comment that they like that I'm real and I show about where I fuck up. If I didn't make those fuck ups and I didn't go through pain and I didn't suffer, then I wouldn't understand enough to be a good coach. I wouldn't know how to help people because I would have never made the mistakes. I would have been like, yeah, I'm perfect. Yeah, everything works out in my favor. Just like, I mean, there are coaches who say that and they only tell you the good. I can tell you guys the good. I can pump you up. I could just say only good things about manifesting. I could only tell success stories. I could never tell my failures. And I could, you know, just be the perfect manifesting guy. I could be the guru and then promote on coaching. And, like, I see a lot of it on TikTok and shit, too. I'm not going to blast anybody up, but I see it on TikTok. And, like one guy was like, I manifest everything I want instantly and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? If you pay me $100, I will think about your manifestation twice and visualize for you, and you'll have it within a month or two. It's like, dude, what a fucking jerk off. Like, the point is, one, to learn to do it yourself. Lead a horse to water. But don't let them, like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck? Like, dude's just fucking scamming people. I don't know his name, but I did see that. And, you know, the whole point is to learn how to do it yourself. To live in the end. To live in your present, what your end seeing now and live it in the present moment. Why is it that after 3 days of affirming for my SP, I kind of get over it? Does that mean it's done? Or what do you think? So they always say 3 days is like the magic number. The 3 is like, it's in the Bible, it's in other spiritual texts. They always say, like, after 3 days, then it's done, right? Who else is stroking here? That's why my one hand is not on screen, Lewis. Does that mean it's done or what? So anyway, yeah. Let me get back to the point. Cause see, whenever I see something funny, I'm gonna I want to start making jokes, but not be serious for a minute. So yeah, basically the 3 days, it means your subconscious is impressed basically at that point. So when, like, you know, the one technique I talk about when I was doing the visualizing every night before bed for 2 weeks or whatever, it was never like every single night. It was like that for like 3 to 5 days, and then I'd forget a couple of days. I'm like, no, I gotta go back to that technique, and then I'd go back to the technique, and then, you know, you're going back and forth from it, but you're only doing it because you feel like you have to, because you're not seeing the results in the 3D. But it means your subconscious is impressed. So when it feels natural to you and you don't feel you need to do it, because it's not the technique that's manifesting anything, it's you and you're assuming that's manifesting. It's you feeling in the end and understanding that you're living in the end already. Like, that's the whole point of it. The techniques are just to help you get to that feeling state. Mitzi, stroke what? And put it in your mouth. Listen, I'm starting a OnlyFans with just me smoking cigars. And this channel is about imagination. So you use your imagination however you want. Just make sure you leave a hefty fat load of a donation for me. I don't like the idea of someone manifesting for me. That's not the point of manifesting. We just need to remember that first of all, we are awareness in reality itself, and don't give our power away in 3D. Exactly, brother. That's the whole point. Is one, it's lazy. Two, it means you have no self-concept and belief in yourself to do it. The whole point of coming here, like Dolores Cannon says, the whole point of us coming to Earth is we're here to learn to manipulate energy and to enjoy life. So, you know, it's not supposed to be, oh, I want SP, I need to hire the magician. The dude has no power. The only reason that you might get a manifestation result from him is going to be because you believed by paying him and believing that he did that, he actually visualized for you that you're going to get your fucking manifestation, was really you because it moved you to the end scene. So I guess it will work in a way, but to the degree you're self-persuaded. But then at the same time, you have no power now. You just think every time you want or desire something or want to manifest something, where's that guy? I'm going to go give him $100 or $50 and then he'll do all the work for me. And then he's going to get rich off you not using your own God-given ability to manifest. What else we got? See, as you see, I'm very distracted today. My mind was not in it. But I'm still here. Lewis is out looking for my OnlyFans page. I didn't create it yet. Use your imagination. Stuff like that makes me miss doing my live streams on TikTok for my comedy channel. It was the only problem is I do have an assumption that I get in trouble automatically every time. Last time, what did I say, Mitzi? I was banned in like 3 minutes. I think I got banned in like 3 minutes last time. What's nice about YouTube is you don't really get in trouble. Like, someone could come in and break my balls and then I could fuck with them back and then I don't get in fucking trouble on YouTube, but TikTok will fucking ban you in a second. Why do they say we shouldn't react when an old story plays out again? What if it's something triggering, for example, SP doing something I asked him not to do? So what should we do? I've been in that situation. I've been there where 3D fucking slaps you in the fucking face and makes you feel like shit because it's something that you specifically, you talked about. You didn't think this was ever going to happen again. You were so self-persuaded that it was good. You can react if you're human. That's the point. You're going to react. Bad things are going to happen. And sometimes the reactions to stuff lead to good things. And if you have the assumption everything's working out in your favor, you'll be fine. If everything's working out in your favor, even reacting to stuff, I love that we're getting comedy. I'll answer that one in a second too. I'm trying to stay on point. See, it's fucking hard to stay on point when I want to laugh. Yeah, so it's okay to let an old story play out. It's okay to react to it because sometimes it will lead you to your end state. It will lead you to your desired reality. If you didn't react a certain way, sometimes when I went through this one circumstance that I still never even talked about on the channel, but I'm going to one day. I went through a really bad circumstance with SP. I reacted to it. I fucking blew up, pissed me the fuck off. It led me to the version of SP that I never saw before. Or when I wanted to be in a full relationship with SP, it took a whole thing of the friends with benefits situation blowing up and fighting and stuff like that, and her dating someone else, and me being all heartbroken and being a little bitch. It took all that for us to come back together and wind up in a full committed relationship overnight. So reacting to stuff and being mad and vocalizing your feelings and letting yourself be heard in the 3D is okay at times. you're human. It's what's gonna happen. And remember, what do I say? You can't fuck this up. So even if you do, it's not gonna fuck anything up. Doing intentions to manifest contact. That's good too, brother. It's whatever technique works for you. Exactly. One of my friends was pretending to be a witch, didn't do shit, and still her clients have results because they believe her power, makes lots of money from it. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, why is it that people have been watching my channel for the year I've been around, or a little bit over a year I've been around, and then I'll see them checking in the live streams. They'll say stuff. They'll sometimes send me emails with progress, but we're never coaching as a client. The second they pay money to coach with me, it unblocks something. It thinks they have now unblocked themselves by just buying the session. It's not me plugging coaching either, but it was the same thing with me when I bought a session with Bianca when I was struggling and I didn't think you could manifest her back 3 times. Or 4 times, whatever it was when I fucking coached with Bianca. I was like, what am I doing wrong? But that's like, when I did that, it was like unlocking and all the floodgates open. I was doing everything right already. It was going to happen anyway, but that like removed a final block for me, because you're putting, again, your power in an outside source. That's weird because I follow tarot card reader and she says smoking weed, and tarot card reader, and she stays smoking weed on TikTok and she's never been banned. Yeah, they don't really fuck with me about the cigar too much when I do the cigars on TikTok. It's more or less like if someone comes in to break my balls and I make a joke about them back, I get banned on bullying. So YouTube don't really fuck with me like that. Like, people could come in like, did you know Jesus was born in Africa, Bethlehem? I did not. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I just ate a bean sandwich. You're into Latinas too? See, there you go. There's, see, if you make that joke, they'll say it's bullying or something like that. But it's like when people come to break your balls, if you don't, like where I grew up, you just fucking, somebody says something stupid to you, you say something stupid back, but then fucking TikTok calls you a bully, so whatever. At least here they don't fuck with me. Exactly. Felt disrespected and I walked away. And man, I felt great standing up for myself. And that's another thing too. When I first started this channel, I did talk about standing your ground, respecting yourself, and like letting yourself be heard. Because sometimes you have to vocalize it in the 3D to show that you're respecting yourself in your 4D. Like if you're visualizing and you're really this person who stands up for themselves, no matter who it is, if someone disrespects you, you say something, you let them know, and if you have to walk away, you walk away. You realize you can't fuck it up. If you want that same person back later, you're obviously going to want them as a better version. They'll be back as a better version. You know who would be enjoying all these comments too is Randolphus Maximus. Don't know if he came in today. We used to go live on TikTok together too all the time, and we would just be fucking around. We got banned. We got banned for. I was in one of his lives. I was in the comment section making jokes in his comment section, and I got in trouble. I got banned for making jokes in his comment section, and then he got banned for my jokes in his comment section. TikTok was different than YouTube for a while, but now it's like more restricted. I heard that 2 people manifesting together makes manifestation work. What do you think? I believe, once again, it's an assumption and a belief that you have. If you believe that's the key, then that's the key. Like I said, it's always you. You are the key. You are what manifests. You are the creator. So if you believe, yeah, exactly, Mitzi, it works regardless. So if you think that you need another person, then you do. But if you don't, you don't. Like I said, the only benefit to a manifestation partner or a coach is they can see stuff that you can't see, because like that old cliche, you get so lost in the trees you don't see the forest. You're not paying attention to the big picture. You're just looking at the little, like, what do you call it? You're just looking at, like, you're focused on one thing. Okay, I need another person in that SP. Somebody help me in that SP. If you think that's what you need, then it is. But like, just like if you think visualizing works and it's the only way, it works. That's why people like Alexander just said about the witch. You believe the witch works, then the witch works. Even though it's just some person who's dressed up, maybe I don't know who the person who he's talking about is, but maybe they're just dressed up as a witch acting like that. Next thing you know, they're, what do you call it? They have their manifestation. It's whatever you're putting your power in, but I would just say keep the power in you. Understand you're the one who creates. Yeah, I don't really got anything else for today. If you guys want to shoot the shit, I'll stay on for like another 5-10 minutes. I was only going to do an hour. I do have to finish cleaning still, but I'm like, you know what? It's getting kind of late. I still want to technically hit the Sunday mark and not go into very, very early Monday morning. But I think we still will be able to do our live Monday morning too, and go from there. Hola, Brian. How are you? My daughter wanted to get a pet, but owner doesn't allow apartments. So I said, let's pray, and I told her what to visualize, and guess what? We manifested him saying we can have a pet. See, that's awesome. And like everyone will say, oh, it's a little manifestation stuff. It's not. It's only small if you look at it that way. That's a big manifestation. That reminds me of the Neville story where he talks about the little boy wanting a dog, but his parents wouldn't let him get a dog, and he won the competition. And because it was such a big ordeal, like how he won the competition, they knew, and that he was being presented the dog of his choice, that they couldn't say no because they didn't want to break his heart. So he wound up getting his exact manifestation, and it came in a crazy way, the only way that it could have happened. They said if the contest that he won was money, his parents would have invested it for him. If it was anything else or like a chance to get a dog, they wouldn't do it, but because it went through a whole crazy set of circumstances, they let him have the dog, and Neville's like, it happened in the exact way. Oh my. Sunday night comments be wild and peach, 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 married woman, kiss, 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 heart, blue, blue, blue. All right. I've never seen such high-level flirting before. That's how you manifest an SP. Are you Italian? Yes, I'm half Italian. Half Italian, half Irish. Tell something about scripting. All right, well, thank you for driving the chat, because I, I didn't have nothing. So personally, I like scripting, and I've scripted in every different way. Like I told you guys, the letter technique. I do the letter technique, which was one. It's just like I felt like it was like almost writing a love letter to SP. I love movie writing, so I would write it as a script sometimes, like enter this character, and it's like it's SP, and then like okay, some burner account. I don't know where all these accounts are coming from, but I love it. It's just going to keep me distracted. What do you call it? I just love this, the music and the gay flags. It's so random. But another form of scripting would be, like, so for me, like I said, incorporating it into your desired art form, you know. For me, like I said, I like movie writing. You like, you're an audio engineer, you like music, so you find a way to incorporate it. So I would incorporate it into writing, so I'd write stuff like a movie script. Or there was a point where I was going to write a novel. I would take aspects from my 3D, put it into the novel, and I was writing a story about everything. So it was just making it fun. So instead of just fucking feeling bad for yourself and beating yourself up, I was finding a way to channel the negative feelings and energy into art and into a passion, and then where you just forget about the negative circumstances and you're only enjoying the fun of creating something. I believe she asked if you're intelligent because of your, or Italian, because of your shirt, which is nice, by the way. Oh well, thank you. Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, is the Italian shirt and then the hat, but only because I need to go get a haircut. I was saying it looks like I was FaceTiming someone before I got on here. It reminded me of Sammy the Bull's YouTube channel. He sits in the rocking chair with like pretty much the same like Italian type shirt, this, and then sunglasses, and mine are right there. Tell us about revision. Well, I'll be real. Like I said, I'm always real on the channel. My revision success had only been like 2 times, and it was in a way. What do you get for the haircut? A bowl of soup. You get a bowl of soup with that haircut. So for me, honestly, with revision, like I said, I'll tell you when I'm not successful with something. It's not been a technique that I've been successful with. It's not something that I've particularly been successful with. I guess, yeah, it's pretty much, I'll explain it to you the way Neville says it. It's like if you go back, you choose a memory that is a problem, and you replay it in your head. It's almost like visualizing the future. So whenever you're visualizing a desired reality in the future and you want to go there, you just keep playing that again and again, but it's easier because you don't know what's happening in the future, so it's easier to believe something that hasn't happened yet can happen in your favor. Something that was fucking horrible in your past, going back and changing that is hard, but just like Alexander said earlier, we only have the present moment, so the negative stuff can only exist in the present moment. So if you're bringing back that, if you're thinking of a negative memory and bringing it back, it's still existing, you're still on that timeline. So instead you go back and you find the ideal version of it and you just keep replaying it. So it's just like going back and really focusing on something and getting rid of it. The best success story I've ever heard was from Ava manifested that. And if you guys are looking for her, I remember people were asking me if she's gone off YouTube. She did delete her YouTube channel, but now she's back and she's changed the name like 3 times. I've reached out to her to do one of the Monday morning lives, but I've not heard back yet. But I would love that. Her success story was crazy. I've never heard one like that with revision where everything was changed. She said she even had photos of the negative event that she experienced. It was like a fight between her friends or something like that. And like all the screenshots from like the fighting were gone off her phone. The person who she had the fight with didn't remember it at all. And like she had just ran into the girl on the street before that, like a couple days before, and like the chick still wanted to fight her and everything. So it was a crazy story. Neville has a lot of good revision stories, but for me, it's just something that would never felt natural. It was not easy for me to do, and I never had much success with it. So I speak from and coach from techniques that I know work for me personally. I can give you the concept of it, but my success stories that I've had with it didn't come directly. It's like when I was revising, like all the girls that I ever liked or wanted to be with that I either struck out with, relationship failed, or something like that, I would just went back and did like general affirmations to say, hey, yeah, this was fine. They were all ended perfectly fine, and I put myself in like the position of power. Like, I ended all those relationships, and if they didn't work, it was like one where I got rejected. Hey, we had a great relationship, and then I ended it. So whatever, I just lied to myself then, and then it was like that next day led me to SP. Like, I'm at SP the next day. I meant to say it. No, I know what you meant. Name a car for an edit. Challenger. Tuck on a skateboard. I love all the meme accounts coming into it. It's great. That happened to me. I broke up with my SP over text and I revised. And when I went back to look, the message was gone. But I can't always do it. See, that's crazy. See, I've never had something like that before. But it's to the degree you are self-persuaded. If you really believe in that method, the method's going to work for you. Unlike for myself, it's like it was something I've always had some kind of limiting belief on, or not believing that I could actually do revision. And I was never fully sold on it. I get the concept. I do believe that it's like quantum physics talks about it, and all the manifesting coaches talk about it, and teachers from the past talk about it. It's just something I've always struggled with. But I think let's see. The telephone method. Oh, where you got someone to call you off. You pictured who it was and what they were going to talk about, and it sat there visualizing it, and then got the phone call. Or was that a different method? I said Challenger. I envision telling a friend a new story. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I do like that method too. That's one that I've had success with as well. It's the best choice. It's the only choice, my man. I wish we'd have like when I'm doing the comedy channel. I wish all that stuff would come. Stop smoking, please. I just do it to time the lives. It's almost done. It's my trademark. Pink lip beast. When are you going live again? I'll be tomorrow morning. I wasn't. That's why I'm doing it tonight. I usually do them on Monday mornings, but I had to do it tonight because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it tomorrow morning. But I should be good. And if you know me and you've been watching the channel for a while, it's never. There's never a specific time. I'll tell you 10 a.m., but it might be noon or 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that. And it's technically not even the morning anymore. Yeah, I knew that was going to be the next question. What time? Yeah, I can't. If you set the notifications, it will tell you when I'm live, but then some people aren't being told when I go live. For me in Europe, it's 5:12 a.m. or p.m. I do get more viewers when I go live at nighttime too. It's people who don't even like watch manifesting content usually, but I enjoy it too because it's just like, what do you call it? It's just like mixing my comedy channel with this too. What football or soccer team do you support? I don't watch soccer. I'm an American. That's my joke. And I don't watch professional football. I was going to be in the NFL, but that didn't happen. It was my bum knee. Oh, I am. Damn. Yeah, so by the time I go live, it'll be nighttime for you. That's the problem. It's like we got viewers from all over the place, so it's like I probably should be doing 2 lives a week at different times. Ask him baseball. Socks. I don't watch basketball either. I don't watch professional sports. I have a take on it that's not popular. I never got grown men idolizing other grown men playing a sport that you could be playing and they're getting paid millions of dollars to do it. That's my take on it. As a kid, it's cool because you still have that dream that maybe you're going to play in the big leagues. And then when you get to be a grown man, it's like, these are guys my age, or these are dudes in their 50s and 60s. They're like, did you see? We won. No, those guys in the uniforms who earned a spot on that team and make millions of dollars, they won. And you paid to watch the game, or you got drunk and watched it, and you coached all the calls from your seat, and you probably wagered money on it that you didn't win. And yeah, that's my take. I never got into professional sports. I liked it when I was young and playing sports, but not as an adult. That's awesome. See, you manifested your plantar fasciitis away. That's good because I wanted to talk about that the other day. I'm like, I made the poll. What do people want to talk about? Like I was watching Joe Dispenza, all the miraculous healings that people were able to manifest away, financial issues that people overcame, their dreams, stuff like that. Like all these great things happened in their life, but everybody wants to focus on SP. And like, yeah, I want to make videos that you guys want to watch, but at the same time, I want to like show you there's so much more out there like that. That's an awesome manifestation. Had it for 2 years straight and recently heard heard we can change out of cells. I said, let's try it. Exactly, yeah. If you can change things in the outside 3D reality that seem way out of your control, then of course you can do that too. It's funny to see sometimes how different realities we live and don't know nothing about an American sport. Oh yeah. You don't, yeah, I don't, I mean, I played every sport growing up, even soccer. I'll joke about not liking soccer, but I played soccer growing up, but it was the only reason was because I had an SP when I was in grammar school. Did not, that's actually, I revised, that was the story I revised with her. That was my big crush as a kid, and she turned me down. And I revised that, and the next day or hours later, that's when I met SP that led me on this whole journey. So, but I think we're going to wrap it up there, guys. I'll be on tomorrow morning at some point. You know, eventually I'm going to get the scheduling down. We're going to get this audio issue fixed. We're going to keep pumping out good content, keep you guys motivated. We're going to talk about some other things too, just like health stuff and money manifestations and other things, but I see the views are dwindling. So thank you guys for stopping in. As always, I love you very much. I believe in you. You can't fuck this up. You're all on the right path. If you need coaching or want to talk, mysticmanifesting@gmail.com or Instagram flex_Lassiter. I usually put it under all the videos, and I'll send you the coaching price and stuff if you want to do coaching. I support the Mystic Manifesting family. That's it. So I'll see you guys around. I love you. See you in the next one.